Great.
So, Rishi, what I was discussing with you is that let's take over his podcast and discuss Final Fantasy VII.
No,
What's
please
your
don't.
opinion about the
Please don't.
remaster?
I will kill myself.
No, you know what? Actually, what we should do, we should make it relevant to the host.
Yeah.
What would happen if Final Fantasy VII ended up being collectible items in PUBG Mobile?
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's relevant at all. Forbes in 2018 put up an article saying that digital gaming in India is growing up into $1 billion market, $1.1 billion by 2020. We're in 2020 right now. Are we a
Okay, so
$1.1 billion
okay, so
market?
okay, wait. Before I even I'm guessing Forbes has taken this from the KPMG report
Yep.
because that's what everyone takes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe I have to say this in real life. I've said this on emails and over the years, and I have to say this now on IRL. KPMG's creative writing, don't go by anything. And no, there's reason for that. See, at the end of the day, when you as a KPMG employee walk into a game company, all right, any game company for that matter, and you're only talking to the guys running the show, all right. The guys running the show, the CEOs, the business owners, their logic is this is another opportunity for me to show off to the world that I am worth investing, and that's what I would do too, man.
Yeah.
But then here's the thing, right? The reports that you can tell it's off because the reports have some massive howlers on occasion. They said stuff in the past that the number one game in India is Assassin's Creed. No, it's not. It's close. It's number one if you quantify it in the genre third person open world action game
Action game.
of a price point of rupees 24,299 or above. If you
Okay.
really put in those filters, yes. So you can tell that it's basically, it's just done as a PR stunt at the end of the day, as a PR stunt for the market. And to me, it's a little misleading because what's going to happen is you're going to have somebody who doesn't know better, reads this, think it's a growing business, puts in time, money, and effort to come into the market, and then later realize that's essentially what happened to Square Enix. Square Enix came in on the back of such huge numbers, such a big market. They realized, market's not ready yet.
Right.
And even now, when they've come in their second stint, there's a reason they haven't, gone into dev full swing. Because at the end of the day, you want to see how your existing titles do in this market before you put money in. So it's very misleading. And if I even look at it in terms of game studios, right? So a lot of indie studios. There were a lot of indie studios between the period of 2011 and 2015, 2016. You had Super Psych, you had Yellow Monkey, you had Mech Maka, you had a ton of them. Now, thankfully, a few of them are still around, but a lot of them pivoted. So you've had a situation where I think a lot of them are moving into real money games, which is essentially a fancy word for gambling. And you have and because that's where apparently the investors are. And you have another situation where a lot of them are trying to, sustain on the gaming side of things, but it's tough. So a lot of them are doing work for hire, or they're getting into a project, or they're getting into other aspects where their tech can be leveraged, like social media management and building tech around social media platforms. So we're seeing a lot of that happening because at the end of the day, it's nice to say we're 1.1 billion and all, but then when you look at it at a grassroots level, at a level of where your mid and low ranked employees are and how they feel what's going on there, it's a different world. And that's the thing that kind of bothers me with these reports. When you're talking to the cream of the crop, you're going to hear cream of the crop stuff. If you haven't talked to anyone at the mid tier or low tier, or you haven't spent time to talk to an artist who's basically had his ass handed to them for getting things wrong, or spoken to a product manager who's trying to keep his KPIs on track, you're not going to get an exact picture or accurate estimate of the scene because that matters. And I don't believe those numbers to begin with.
Okay. Anurag?
Just adding to that. So in 2002 or 2003, one of this big consulting company was doing a report like this. I really can't even share with you the kind of questions they were asking. They leading me to say that gaming industry is gonna be this much. To the extent they were so. I don't know what word to use. They were like, "Do you think this is the industry size?" I said, "I don't know. I can't predict it. Though, but we have to create this report where we have to give some numbers." I said, "Trust me, I really can't predict it." And especially from studio side, Rishi has been part of a studio. I've been part of studios. It's a hit or miss business, man. I can't put revenue numbers. Now, if you put real money gaming revenues, yes, we would be that kind of industry. But is that gaming? That is my question.
Yeah, I kind of agree there. We have a lot of there's a lot of confusion, particularly like even on the media side. You have a lot of people who cover tech, mainline tech, who cover other businesses. Come into the gaming beat. They're flooded with emails like Rummy Circle and what MPL and Rummy Circle and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which is essentially real money, right?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I mean, let's be honest. You even had a situation last year where Shashi Tharoor in Parliament wanted to create an online gaming business.
Yeah.
So people were so I had my friends at publishers saying, "Is this going to affect us?" I'm like, "Do you have gambling games?" Like, no. They're like, then chill. So a lot of that demarcation's not there yet.
Yeah.
And frankly speaking, I can see how this benefits certain actors. I can see how this benefits because at the end of the day, you're able to show a larger business. You're able to build a business case that, hey man, the business is growing. And
Right.
that works for some companies, that works for some people. But then it then just boils down to the pure ethics of it. Because I know some game companies who aren't willing to make that move. I mean, one of them is Alok Kejriwal from GameStop. He'll do whatever he's doing, but he's very clear and very vocal over the fact that he's not going to touch this because from an ethical and moral standpoint.
Sure.
So it's just a question of that. And I frankly, personally, I don't see it being gaming. And I've had this conversation with an exec at a really pretty big company who pivoted into real money. And he's like, "You're not going to write about this, right?" I'm like, "Look, man, you're pivoting to real money. That's gambling. Last I checked, I report on video games, not on gambling, so you don't have to worry about it."
Right.
And it's the grey area. The legislation is not done yet. There are parts of the country that don't even have access to half of these platforms. I mean, everything's in limbo. So I don't even think it's even the question. There's still questions on its legitimacy. When you're not available in parts of the country, like I have a friend in Hyderabad who works at a game studio, and he wanted to check out MPL just to see what that platform is. He can't because banned.
Yeah.
He can't access on the App Store. So that's the situation. And the other thing no one talks about is a lot. I mean, for some companies to get the market with some of these games, they actually have to have a lot of staff on ground, a lot of salespeople on ground to get things rolling. I know that one Bangalore-based company who's trying to get into Teen Pati Rummy in a big way has, I think, a ton of agents so that people can pick up scratch cards, start getting rolling with their game and stuff like that. So again, I don't know how much of it is gaming. It's a lot of noise, it's a lot of money, and it'll get you a crazy valuation. But I don't know how much of it is actually